if you at any point were referred to as Spready Gibbs, you can't beef no more. There's artists that could potentially take over Drake's spot, but actual rapper, I don't see anybody that's as big as Central C globally. Age format, Antonio Gabriel Hughes format. It's fine. This is episode 98 of the Rhythm and Rhymes podcast, your home for global music, global black music. I'm working on the hook. We're going to add it to the front. This is the home for global black music. I'm your host, AJ Hughes. Here are my co-host, Antonio Hughes. I want to jump right into it. Top 10 albums of the year so far. Give me your list.
Okay, I'll start with my honorable mentions. So you got Shoreline Mafia, Back in Business. Thought it was a good project. Didn't make the top 10 for me. 12, West Side Gun. This came out really early in the year. West Side Gun's been dropping a bunch of music. Griselda as a whole has been dropping a bunch of music. They've been snapping. So that project got an honorable mention too. But for number 10, wait, I messed up. Whatever. Number 10, I'm gonna put Melody of a Memory by Eam Triplin. This album really reminded me of kind of like a Tyler album, to be honest. I'd probably say that he really got a lot of influence from Tyler. I saw him working with Snot and a lot of those people early in his career, and I definitely see him evolving a lot. So I definitely like that. And I'm gonna put Tyler's Don't Tap the Glass at 9. I don't know if we're gonna really talk about that in new music, but I thought the project was really good. It sounded really like old school black pop, like kind of like a lot of different albums and songs that I could point to. Zap was one I really thought of. There were some Michael Jackson songs where I felt like he was getting some influence. Definitely a lot of stuff on there that I liked. And then 8, M Block by Babyface E. This project I've been listening to a lot. I feel like it's been kind of in rotation a lot. Babyface E is, like I said, he's definitely one of the rookies of the year when it comes to rap. He's been snapping all year on a bunch of singles, but this album was really good. This was also a little bit earlier in the year. And then next I had Summertime Butch by Benny the Butcher. This album also recent, but I feel like a lot of the projects that have came out in the past 2 or 3 months have been really good and impactful. And there's something about like you could hear an album for the first time and be like, this is one of those. Like, this is one that people are going to keep running back to. I'm specifically going to keep running back to. So definitely one I had to mention. Late to My Own Funeral, Boldy James. Another one came out recently, but I definitely feel like this is going to be one that's going to continue to be in my rotation all year for the rest of the year and into next year, to be honest. Like, there's been a lot of good raps, good chill raps that I've definitely been messing with. So this is up there. 5, I had Central C, Can't Rush Greatness. This was way beginning of the
All
year.
right.
What? Oh wait, I got so confused. I was like, "What do you?" I was like, "What do you mean?" Oh, okay, sorry. This came out early in the year, and I remember being in my apartment in Tally, and my roommate running out of his room when I was playing. I was playing CRG with him and Dave, and he was like, "Bro, I heard this like at 12 last night. Like that was crazy to me to hear that you run into a UK artist project at 12. Like usually you doing that US artist, you know." That they're for sure getting that type of pull. But for Central C to be pulling that type of audience that usually probably wouldn't be listening to his albums to this album specifically, I feel like he did really well on here. I'm sorry, that all right. Funny, I was so confused. And then 4, I have G Herbo, Greatest Rapper Alive. I've been listening to this one on repeat. Stayed in Maserado for real. I don't got much to say about it because I feel like we've talked about it a lot, but it would be higher up for me personally. And then I have a tie between Some Sexy Songs for You and Alfredo too. I feel like, and that rhyme, but I feel like this one is just hard for me because I know for a fact I'm still going to be listening to a lot of songs off Some Sexy Songs for You till the end of the year. But also this Freddie Gibbs project is newer and I've probably listened to it 3 or 4 times since it came out. I really liked it. So I put them at 3. 2, I got Beloved by Giveon. This spot might have got taken by an EP that I really like, but we're going to leave that for the EP list. So Beloved by Giveon, a lot of songs on here. Bring back really, you know, crooning for your girl, you know, whatever. But I like this album a lot. Definitely gonna be one I'm listening to a lot. And then last, certainly not least, we got Clips, Let God Sort Them Out. I feel like every single time, not even once, twice, every single time I listen to songs off this project, I hear something new that I like. I hear a new bar that is really sticking with me. I hear great beats that I maybe didn't give credit to the first time. Like, there's definitely a lot on here that I'm going to be going back to for years, honestly. And I feel like looking back, when I started listening to this album, I didn't realize how much Pusha T I had been listening to in the past couple of years. Like, he's been snapping. So that's my 10. That's my 10 right there.
You got a decent list. I think it's interesting that a lot of the overlap we have is rap.
Yeah.
You know, I think we both enjoy like good rap. I think you're still in like deep backpack territory based off your list, and that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Keep it alive. But yeah, I like your list. Babyface E is somebody who has surprised me for sure. I think you're right. All right, I'm gonna give you my list now.
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the 10, and then I'll give you my honorable mentions. My honorable mentions were ones that just didn't get a ton of play, but they were good to me. But I'll start at 10. 10, AJ Tracy, Don't Die Before You're Dead. Um, there was the singles off of this project. I don't want to say they killed the actual project, but my favorite songs came out before the project came out. So I wasn't really running back to this as much as I thought I would. 9, Saba and No ID from the private collection of Saba and No ID. Again, raps from the house, from the crib, you know what I'm saying, from Chicago. We've been waiting for this project for a year. I'm glad I got it. It still gets some play with me.
I thought it was last
8,
year.
no, it was like March, actually. It was
I
like March.
didn't even realize.
Yeah. 8, I got Little Sims, Lotus. 7, DJ Matt Parissa and I'm gonna say Duppy, Rough Dance. This one found me recently. It came out like a month or two ago. This has some of my favorite on my piano tracks of 2025 on it. So when we do favorite songs, some of the songs will probably be on here. Thought it was worth mentioning. 6, Olamide's self-titled album. I really like that project, and honestly, it's the only Afrobeats project on here, which is kind of surprising for me. 5, G Herbo, Greatest Rapper Alive. I feel like new songs are popping up off of that song and becoming more popular as time goes on. Like I liked it when I heard it, and then songs started becoming like real hits in his catalog. Like went legit, and there was another one that I've been hearing a lot recently. Can't put my name. I don't remember the name of it right now, but it's a couple of them. 4, Freddie Gibbs, The Alchemist, Alfredo 2. Alfredo 1 was one of my favorite projects the year it came out. I think that was 2020 or 2021 or something like that. And this is literally a continuation of it. Like it's very rare that the series, like when artists do series, that it seems cohesive enough to keep that series. Like Carter 6, like the Carters, honestly, like there's no through line between them other than Lil Wayne is rapping, you know. And Carter 6 don't sound like none of the other projects. So I'm glad that this series has some cohesiveness. 3, Can't Rush Greatness by Central C. I think this was a great coming out party. And I mean, I think he's the next rap star. Like I've been trying to think like who's gonna be the next biggest rapper, you know, in actual rapper. Because there's artists that could potentially take over Drake's spot, but actual rapper, I don't see anybody that's as big as Central C globally. And I think this album kind of put him on the map.
Yeah.
2, I got Gold Link Enoch. This is a dance house project, and it's amazing. It is still probably my most played album of the year, just because of the time I've had with it so far. But definitely one of my favorites. Number 1, I am in agreement with you, brother. Let God Sort Him Out by Clips. I think that project is, I don't want to say flawless, but it's close to it. It's close to it. It's the best rap album I've heard in a long time. I'm gonna go back and check my list last year. I don't know if there was a rap album last year that I liked better than this album. I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely like to see that. I would say the one that I left off was definitely Gold Link Enoch. I feel like that one has gotten a lot of play with me too, especially during the summertime. I feel like it's been that type of vibe. And I think I also didn't want to include a lot of stuff that, or at least the same stuff that I thought you were gonna include. But I definitely think through the rest of the year, it'll probably bump this Boldy James project for me. To be honest, like I think I would be able to replace those. And then even the Olamide project, I really like that. Saba project, also really good. I just didn't even think that came out this year because of how much I feel like has came out this year. So yeah.
Yeah. In my honorable mentions, I had Party Next Door and Drake, Some Sexy Songs for You. It was decent to me. It wasn't bad.
Mhm.
Code of the Friend, No Rap on Sunday. I thought it was worth mentioning. I haven't played it enough to really rank it, but I'm sure when it gets played for me, it might move into this 10. We'll see. And then Bad Bunny, Debí Tirar Más Fotos. That project came out January 4th. And it was really good. So I just haven't bumped it a lot. I ain't gonna lie. I'm just now getting into my reggaeton bag. I think it's because it's summer now. But I didn't really listen to a lot of it when it came out. But I thought those 3 albums were also worth mentioning.
Yeah, there was definitely a couple of reggaeton projects that came out this year that I feel like I'm forgetting about that I feel like I listened to a lot of, but maybe didn't go back to as much, and maybe that's why they didn't make my list. I think I've been rap heavy for some reason. So
Yeah. Yeah, this has been a rap year. I'm glad rap is back. We was talking about rap is dead last year. So, we can't really complain.
yeah, I can't complain. Definitely can't complain about that.
Yeah. All right. There is some legal drama going on with the Rap Act. I read the headline, but I didn't know too much about this. Give me the high level version. Act as if I don't understand the music industry. Like, explain this to me. What is the Rap Act and why are people getting behind this?
Okay, so basically, there have been a bunch of RICOs and different cases where um, you've seen lyrics get introduced into the actual case, and that kind of set new precedent in the actual legal system to where people can start using that and using people's lyrics in court, right? And one of the things I liked about, like we said, the Clips album was one of the Malice bars was I didn't bumped a bunch of rappers and listened to a bunch of rappers I never believe. I don't remember the exact line, but that's basically what it was. And that's very true. Like there's a bunch of artists who go around just kind of speaking through creativity, kind of putting themselves in a different mindset, or putting themselves in a different character to make their songs or make their music or whatever, kind of with whatever vibe their genre is in, right? So basically they call it the Rap Act, but it's the Restoring Artist Protection Act. It got reintroduced into the House of Representatives. It is aiming, like I said, to prevent song lyrics and especially rap lyrics from from being used in federal criminal cases and civil trials. Major labels like Universal Music Group, obviously Warner Music Group, the Recording Academy, the RRAA, they're trying to support the bill. Um, and you have seen this recently with like Young Thug. We saw Drake use it in the defamation suit where he was using lyrics. And it didn't pass the first time in 2022. And they're hoping for more momentum this time. They're hoping that it gets more legs and that people support it more. And personally, I think, and basically what I would say about this is that it really does like stifle artistic expression. It makes artists have a cap on what they can and can't say. Some of these artists are speaking through real lived experience. So to tell somebody they can't talk about their experience, if it was in the past, like if you're talking about something that's present, you're kind of snitching on yourself. Like I've always kind of felt like that, especially with rap. Everybody started talking about everything they was doing in current times.
So, Georgia Democratic Republic, Georgia Democratic Republican. Wait, I said not Republican. What the fuck? Georgia Democratic Representative Hank Johnson and California Democratic Representative Sidney Kamliger Dove are presenting the Rap Act. They presented it on July 24th. They reintroduced the bill, like you said. I understand your opinion, and I don't think it's wrong, but I also am of the belief. I guess it's a thin line to walk, right?
Yeah.
Like we don't want artists to be like arrested for their bars, but at the same time, I'm of the belief that if you're stupid enough to talk about crimes you're currently commit, if you're YMW Melly, you know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right.
One, you're a criminal, and two, you're not a good one. So if you tell them what you're doing and then they go find evidence to support your raps. I don't. Part of me almost feels like I don't think like why can't we use that? It would be one thing if they were fabricating things. Like people were saying stuff in raps or in music, and then they were going and not putting crimes on people without evidence. That would be one thing.
Yeah.
But it seems to be people are talking about real things that occurred, and they're just using this as a starting point.
Yeah, but I think, like you said, it's a very thin line. Like there are some people who are dead bold-faced lying in their raps, and there's some people who are, like you said, currently talking about things that are currently going on. Like that's dumb. That's stupid. That person, you're giving the police the evidence. That's like if a cop came up to your car and you was like, "Well, I got a gun right here." Like if that's you're giving them the evidence, you're giving them whatever. I feel like
Oh,
what? What's okay? Yeah, I feel like if you're giving them all the evidence, if you're giving them everything, you can't really be mad if that's what they use. And if they can tie it to real life events and it's not just raps and it's not just lyrics, then you might have an issue with that. Like I feel like with the Young Thug that he was able to prove, oh, you can't tie this to anything real. I didn't have to sit here and really go to jail for that. But then
I think this is victim mentality. I think, I think because we have like such a unique experience here in America and a lot of things have transpired and happened to us. I feel like oftentimes we almost get super sensitive with any legislation or anything that gets passed, and rightfully so. But I think objectively, we can't we can't be coddling ourselves anymore. And even in like let's say we're in a world where there is no racism, right? Or we're in and we have a government that treats people fairly or equally. Or just let's say we got rid of white people and it was an all black government. If we were in Nigeria per se, and Burna Boy was rapping about going to get the bookies and doing a drive-by, and the Nigerian government found evidence of him doing so as a byproduct of hearing him say that in his music. Like, I don't think people would be saying like that's that's unfair. I don't think that. I think because we're in the position we're in, we do sometimes take like that victim mentality. And I'm not cooning when I say this. I just think like we need to be smart. Like niggas like there's plenty of people out. Jay-Z has rapped about a lot of stuff and not one time has he been caught up in a case like this.
yeah,
You might not be clever enough to be talking about the things that you have done in a way that doesn't lead the authorities and like it doesn't you're not handing them all the evidence. So I don't know how I feel about I don't know if I agree with this.
yeah. I don't know. I feel like like I said, it's a thin line. If you can connect it to real life events, then it makes sense to me. But if it's just like you're taking from any and every artist and everything an artist says is too fact, then like I don't. There's a lot of songs where people said a lot of shit that could get them in trouble or could have them like in
N-
issues or you know what I mean?
I
Like
mean, I mean, no, because like you can say I up the blicky on them and I let it spray. I can't rap. You know what I'm saying? I let it spray. Whatever you say. If there's no evidence of you ever grabbing a blicky or letting anything spray, it's just a bar.
yeah,
They can try and pin it on you, but like we saw with Young Thug, there's nothing there. It's not gonna stick. So
yeah.
I don't think it so they should be able to introduce the act and not get people who are just being artistic caught up. That's my opinion. That's where I'm at.
Yeah, I think it's just gonna have to have nuance. Like it's gonna have to be very nuanced in what they're specifically talking about. So
Yeah. All right, let's get into new music real quick. It was a couple things that came out. Obviously, the biggest thing being Freddie Gibbs, Alfredo 2, Freddie Gibbs, The Alchemist. What were your thoughts on this project? It's kind of early to compare it to the last project, but just give me your initial thoughts.
yeah, I wouldn't even compare it to the last project per se. I feel like what my mind started doing was looking at Freddie Gibbs' albums with Madlib and his albums with Alchemist. Like I really liked how he was able to lock in with two different producers and kind of create two different sounds and two different worlds almost and have them both sound really fire. I think I
Yeah.
really like the song with Anderson .Paak as well. Empanadas was good. That was just him. Skinny Suge too was almost a continuation of Skinny Suge. That was crazy. Gas
Mhm.
Station Sushi. I really like that song as well. And then lastly, I'll say that if you're gonna call Jid, just know he might clean you up. Like he really might. I will say I understand some people kind of doing the whole like, oh, he might just be rapping about doing a whole lot of rapping and saying nothing, but I feel like you're just not listening if you're not hearing him say anything. Like there's bars upon bars in that Gold Feet song. I'm ready for that Jib project that comes out August 8th. I've had that saved for a while. Been waiting on that. So this was a good project to me.
I agree. I agree. I think this project was amazing. I think The Alchemist is getting to be a better producer, which is hard to believe knowing how long his career has been.
Yeah.
Um, some of my favorites were Ensalada with Anderson .Paak. I like that one a lot. Skinny Suge might be the best song I don't want to say he's ever put out. That's kind of crazy, but one of them. One of them. You liked Gas Station Sushi. I liked Lavish Habits. Here's my thing. The fact that he's bringing the academics beef back after being diabolically labeled Spready Gibbs, bro. Bro, you cannot. Here's my thing. I was talking to a woman about this yesterday. If you at any point were referred to as Spready Gibbs, you can't beef no more. You can't beef no more. And I think if you decide to, you're either crazy, you're either crazy or you're an evil genius, right? And so the person who sits on his stream and talks for 5 to 6 to 7 hours a day with an endless supply of Henny, you had beef with him. Then you became Spready Gibbs. The beef ended, and you say, you know what? Fuck that. I'm back. I'm still gonna grab your titties, nigga. What?
I feel like it's up forever for one thing, and two, like a lot of niggas do that. I don't do that, but a lot of niggas do that, and we can't act like niggas
Do
don't
what?
being spready, nigga. Like I don't know
No,
what to
no,
call
no,
it.
no, no, no,
Being
no, no,
fucking
no.
spready.
This is what the
What is
conversation was about. This is what the conversation was about. We don't kink shame. I'm not doing that.
exactly?
What
Exactly.
I'm saying is there's this is what I'm saying.
I'm not
It's
taking
one
the
thing.
big
No,
shame as
let
a
me
good
finish.
beef
Let me
bar. Like
finish.
no.
Let me finish. What I'm saying is it's one thing to do whatever you do with whoever you do it with in the bedroom. That's one thing.
Yeah.
It's another thing to bro. I don't want to stay on this too long, but to reach both of your hands back and spread your booty cheeks while somebody has a electronic device there, that's a whole different thing. Like where does this picture need to live? That's what
Yeah,
I'm
no,
saying. It's not
that's
what you're doing, it's the evidence, it's the photo. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. For you to have the audacity to take the photo and then still beef academics, that's
I,
audacity, bro. That's all
I
I'm gonna
mean,
say.
if we're saying that, I feel like Drake shouldn't have hopped in the beef because he was on stage talking about why do I feel like this with this 17-year-old girl. If we're gonna do that, we're gonna do that with
That's
Drake.
not the same
Oh,
thing. All right, let's not the same thing. One, I don't want to get into that because we're getting off topic. We're getting off topic because they're not comparable. This is funny. That's something else. What I'm saying is to take a picture with your hands spreading your to take the picture though. You lost all like any beef that you have. I'm not listening no more. There's a picture of your booty hole on the internet.
okay. All right.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm
Okay.
saying. It don't matter. Like, yes, you could rap your ass off. Yes, I think if y'all was going back, like I just now when DJ Academics come back online, I'm just gonna have to say Freddie lost because I know where it's going. That's it.
Okay. Yeah. No. Sure. Sure. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, let's shout out Spready, bro. All right. Tyler. Tyler put out an EP called We Wanna Party, right? I think this is important to note for a couple of reasons. One, we pit women against each other. It's not fair, but we do it. And so Tyler put out a project. Ira Star put out a song. I think the project was great. We Want to Party. The only feature on here was Kid, I want to say,
Mhm.
and then that was the only one, right? It was only 4 songs. Yeah, Kid. That song was cool to me, but it was the best song on the project to me. The best one uh, was Mr. Media. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? And the only reason I say that, yo, if you know Lim Crazy, I've been talking about him on here for a while. I don't know if the phrase he uses as his like his hook, his signature when he comes on the song, I don't know if that's like a South African phrase that they say all the time. If it's not, Tyler, you owe him some money because that's her hook. That's the hook to the song. I love the song, but you might owe him some bread. That's all I'm gonna say. Um, did you hear this or no?
I did hear this. I thought Wizkid snapped on Dynamite. Mr. Media, I
Okay.
agree with you. Really good song there. I also thought Bliss was cool. I thought the whole EP was cool. It was a quick listen. It was 11 minutes, so it wasn't nothing crazy.
Yeah.
But Wizkid has definitely been snapping on features for the past, honestly, year. Like I can remember since last summer. I feel like he's been snapping on features. So.
Very true. Very true. And what I was saying with comparing women, I mean, right now, the big dog when it comes to Afro beats, women wise, is Thames. She's big dog.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't really a comp on the woman side. I think next up in that range, like, is Ira Star and Tyler had the smash single early on, so I think everybody was like, "Oh, she's next." I've always been team Ira Star, and the single is heat. I ain't gonna lie, Hot Body. This is one of my favorite Ira Star songs I've heard in a very long time. I'm not even gonna hold you. Um, and I think she's about to become one of the biggest artists in the world. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
a bold claim, but I'm not mad at that. I'm not gonna lie. Like I think right now Tyler has more money behind her. I don't know everybody's label situation, guys. I don't, but obviously you could see when somebody is getting a lot of money put behind them and a lot of FaceTime. As far as stuff goes. Hold on, I don't want that to keep buzzing.
I I think part of my statement comes from the fact she just signed to Rock Nation.
Are you talking about Ira Star or Tyler?
Yeah, Ira
Ira Star.
Star.
Okay,
She
so
just
then I
signed to
think
Rock Nation.
I think it'll be an even fight now, guys. Like honestly, I think that's what's really about to happen is that um, Tyler and Ira Star could
But it's
simultaneously
not but it's
bigger.
not even though. It's not even though. And this is why I say I think I- when Tyler came out, everybody was like, "Yo, who is she?" Water was her fourth song,
Hmm.
and her second song was with Ira Star. Ira Star was giving her a look. Ira Star had a whole the year I turned 19 or that first project she put out, that is a great album.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't say Tyler's album was a great album. It had good singles on it. You know what I'm saying? But I think musically, Iris Star is just more versatile. I think she's shown it. She's got the love song. She's got the dance record. She's got the R&B record. She's got the Afro beats record with the sample. She's got the whole nine. You know what I'm saying? And I think now, like, I think Tyler, I don't want to say she peaked early, but she shot up early, and now she's got to like build a catalog. She's got to like build a fan base with her whole music again. I think Ira Star has got that already, and now she just needs to smash. Like she had a couple big songs, but nothing as big as Water. And I think
Yeah,
Hot Body is a great way to kick off her next era. And so I'm going on. I think she's going to be one of the biggest artists in the world. I think. I don't know. I don't know if she'd be bigger than Thames because Thames is big dog, but damn near.
nah. I mean, Thames just got her plaque for "Can't Wait for You." I saw that online, so I mean, she's not getting there yet. But I definitely think Ira Star is like she's obviously one of those, and I think Tyler, like I said, just had the machine behind her really early with no catalog. Like they just kind of that was the first.
Yeah.
That was one of the first ones where I was like, "This feels industry plantish," because you could not find any more Tyler music for real. It was just Water, and then like you said, song with Iris Star. She had three other songs. Like she didn't have nothing. But with Iris Star, yeah, it's gonna give a lot. It's gonna give people. It might almost have kind of like not as much music, but it might almost have like a Russ effect where it's like people go back and listen to a bunch of the old shit just because now we're hearing this and who is this? These songs are crazy. It has the smash, you know what I mean? But
Who knows? Who knows? We'll see. Um, two more singles that came out. You put DJ Tunes, Wizkid, Full Lot on here. Um, I want to say I've seen Fola's name a ton. The songs I've heard him on up until this point, I personally didn't like. They weren't my swag. But this one I fuck with. I fuck with this song.
Yeah, this one was cool. It was another like I like the feature from WizKid. I like the song and the vibe here. So I definitely put
Do
this one.
you know who DJ Tunes is?
Yeah, I've heard of DJ Tunes. I've
That's
heard of
that's
like
his DJ. Yeah, that's
that's
the
his
DJ he
DJ.
brings on the road when he goes like and does shows and stuff like that. If you go back and look at DJ Tunes' catalog, 75% of it are Wizkid songs. He just throwing them songs. And some of them are my favorites. So they really don't miss. I feel like Wizkid be like, yo, I got one for you. And he just give him the song and they go find somebody else.
Yeah.
Um,
I feel like I've heard him with a lot of Adekunle Gold stuff too. Like I feel like I've heard
he's been a couple on there. Yeah. Yeah. The last single we want to talk about, Drake, Central C. Which one? What did you think of this song? And what do you think of the Iceman rollout?
um I mean, I haven't been watching the streams, so I feel like it's probably hitting the audience that he wants it to hit. As far as like newer music, I think something that was cool that I saw was Julius Randle was taking a video of his son listening to Nokia. And I was just like, it's crazy that like 10 years ago, 15 years ago, I was probably doing the same thing, listening to some Drake music. Like, this is like, oh, this is part of my life. This is what I'm hearing. And he's still doing that for the new generation. And I felt like this song, though, I didn't really know how I felt about it at first. I felt like it was pretty decent with the first time I heard it. Definitely not something to hear just off your phone. Definitely got to hear it in the headphones or in the car. And I kind of hate when people say that because I feel like music should sound good regardless. But I felt like this also wasn't what I was expecting from, I guess, Central C and Drake. I thought it would have been more close to, I guess, the On the Radar freestyle. I thought they might have been rapping. This was more so, felt like it was in that dance hall, like dance vibe. So it was cool, but Central C kind of snapped on it. So the beat switch was crazy.
I,
But, yeah.
I agree with you. I think what I would say, like I like the song, but he says something on this record essentially saying like he makes songs for the girls, bro. I think that's when men get to getting online talking bad about a lot of the Drake songs, it's like he didn't make this for you, right?
Mhm.
And what confirmed is I was with something yesterday, bro. Threw it on. It just came on the shuffle. I didn't throw it on. Like it just came on. Hips is moving. Hips is moving.
Every time, every time.
Hips is moving. And like, bro, if you're a man, even if you don't like the song, shut up. Hips is moving.
Yeah, it reminded me of the one Spanish song off the Some Sexy Songs for You that not even for Meet Your Padre. It
Did
was more
girls
like
like that one?
what Meet Your Padre. I felt like that got the hips moving too. Yeah, like
I don't.
most Drake
You
songs
saw.
are going to.
Are you saying? Are you saying you felt like women would move hips to it, or you witnessed hips moving to it? That's what I'm asking you.
I guess that one I didn't hear out a lot. Like I heard it maybe once or twice, but bro, you could just, bro. Come on, bro. Like,
No, I mean potentially yes, but yeah, I just say this song did what it was supposed to do. In terms of the Iceman rollout, I saw somebody online say this isn't my opinion, but I think there may be some truth to it. We'll see how it continues to go. But this is the first real rollout he's done since like Certified Lover Boy. And Certified Lover Boy wasn't even a real rollout. He used the album cover as a rollout. I think Scorpion before that was the real rollout. You know, I do think that there is some credibility to that statement. Like there does seem to be anticipation building on this project, and I think that it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be like a More Life. I think that's what it's gonna give. It's gonna be like a More Life.
you think so? I mean, I guess there was rapping on More Life because even I'm just thinking about what did I miss was more so him rapping. Of course, he was singing on there a little bit, but More Life did have a kind of a good mix. It was more like we've talked about that, more like playlisty than other albums.
Yeah.
I guess.
I think we're getting global rhythms.
Yeah.
I think he's making this project for us and the women that I know. I think that's what the project's for. Global rhythms. I think that's what's happening. You heard it here first, maybe, if you listen to this first. But yeah, nah. It did what it was supposed to do. It did. I thanked Drake yesterday. I'll say that. All right. What songs you got for the people this week, man? What you putting the people on with?
Okay. We talked about G Herbo. We talked about Benny the Butcher too, or I did. So I'll give y'all Why Would I, Benny the Butcher, and G Herbo off that Summertime Butch. That was pretty fire. I always like hearing G Herbo on like the kind of slower beats. Like those are always crazy. I'll just go Batman Gangsta Ashake. This was a single I heard this weekend.
Tia Cola.
Cool. It was decent, bro. Real decent.
You like Tia Cola?
I hadn't heard Tia Cola before the song, and now I gotta go listen.
Oh, now I'm putting okay. So we putting Tia. Oh shoot! Earthquake. No, I'm just playing. I'm gonna put y'all on with a Dave Tia Cola song because that was the first time I heard him. Dave, which one? They got two songs together. Meridian by Dave and Tia Cola. That song is amazing. I was outside. I was 21, fast car, and a pretty girl. Better talk to me nicely. And you know the weapon on me, or it's on my best friend. And I'm in the West End. I had a whip. Hey, yeah, no, that was hard. That one, big H on the belt. Meridian, whip, Obsidians, Meridian. Ooh, yo, Dave snapped on that, but Tia Cola got off too. I'm sitting here rapping bars. Let's get to it. Meridian, Dave, Tia Cola, and then Rex Life Raj. I am not an apprentice. Real bars. These were real bars, and what I'll say, like, there are some artists that are saying things that are so like substantial that what you listen to after don't sound the same. What I'm saying is the way he rapping on this song, I could not turn Alfredo 2 on immediately after. I couldn't do it because he's spitting real stuff on here, and then I go into and I'm a grab your titties academic. I was like, I can't do it. Can't do it. So I'm not an apprentice. Rex Life Raj, and then Meridian, Dave and Tia Cola. That song is fire. Crocodile Teeth, like Skilla Bang. Hey, yo, I'm gonna go listen to that when we get off, man. Hey, we had a good ep this week. Pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want to leave the people with before we get out of here?
Like, follow, subscribe. I don't got much to say. I'm finna go eat, guys.
Share it with your mama. Share it with your mama's mama. You know what I'm saying? We'll see y'all next week.